Hi guys, welcome back to Spelling and Word Study. My name is Mrs. Rhoades and I'm here today to get you started on Unit 8, Silent E. Please take a second to gather your materials. You'll need your orange book open to page 53. You'll also need some colorful pens, markers, or crayons. Remember, whatever I mark up on my board, you should be marking on your page. Save room for a key. If the key doesn't fit on here, a separate sheet of paper or a sticky note is fine. If at any point I'm moving too fast, please pause the video and catch up. All right, so we have spent most of our time so far talking about short vowels, right? A, E, I, O, and U are our vowels, and their short vowel sounds are a, I, a. Today we're going to start talking about long vowels. Long vowel sounds are when a vowel says its name. So A says A, E says E, I says I, and so on. All of our words this week will have a vowel saying its name. Now there are different ways to make a vowel say its name. The most common method for shorter words is to use silent E. You've already learned about this in previous grades, so this will be a review, but now we're going to use silent E words in bigger two-syllable words. In future weeks, you'll learn about other ways to make a vowel say its name by using a vowel team or an open syllable. But for now, let's focus on our silent E. All right, please repeat after me. Decade, delete, excuse, exhale, explode, include, invite, mistake, paste, promote, propose, provide, refuse, taste, and waste. Okay, just as we've done in past weeks, let's break these words into syllables, starting with decade. We're going to slice it after the C. Delete after the E. Excuse after the X. Exhale after the X. Explode after the X. Include after the N. By the way, what we're doing here is we're slicing off the prefixes. We'll talk more about those in a minute. Invite after the N. Mistake after the S. Paste is one syllable, so we'll leave that alone. Promote after the O. Propose after the O. Provide after the O. Refuse after the E, and then taste and waste are each one syllable. In our key, purple line equals syllable break. All right, now let's take a look at our silent E syllables. Notice they're all at the end of our word. So choose a color. And I want you to put a box around the A, D, E. Okay? Remember that bossy E is going to slide over the D and make the A say its name. Decade. We see that again in exhale. The E jumps over the L, tells the A to say its name. Notice the E is silent. It doesn't do any talking. It just bosses around the vowel. Okay, again in mistake, the E makes the A say its name. Now, here's something new. This time that bossy E is going to jump over two consonants. That's very rare. We don't see that very often. So we have a, st. Down here, same thing happens. The silent E jumps over two consonants to make the A say its name. And here in waste, it jumps over 2 consonants to make the A say its name. So orange box equals long A, okay? In all of those words, the bossy E or the silent E, whatever you want to call it, made the A say its name. Choose another color, and this time put a box around the E-T-E in delete. Oh, I think that's it. Okay, we only have one example today of a long E word. Okay, choose another color, and this time put a box around the U-S-E. The E is going to make the U say its name, excuse, right? Down here, the E is going to make the U say its name, but we know that long U is weird because sometimes it says U and sometimes it says oo. So you might have to try out both. Include or include. One of those will sound right to you. And then here, refuse. So green box equals long U. All right, 3 vowels down, 2 to go. Choose another color. Put a box around the O-D-E in explode. The O-T-E in promote. And the O-S-E in propose. All of these words contain a long O. And then of course we don't want I to be left out. So right here in the word invite, we're going to make the I say its name. And then in the word provide, the I will say its name as well. Okay? So this week you get to practice all 5 long vowels that use a bossy E. I don't think that'll be very tricky for you guys. This is something you've been doing for a couple years now. I do want to draw your attention to the prefixes though. Remember, a prefix is something we add to the beginning of a word. A prefix could be non, right? Like in non-fiction or non-fat. Un is a prefix. Re is a prefix. So this week we have the prefix X. X means out, right? If you excuse someone, you're getting them out of trouble, right? Or out of blame. Exhale. Well, when you inhale, you bring air in. When you exhale, you let air out. Explode. Everything shoots out. So the prefix X means out. The prefix in can mean in, right? So if you include stuff, you put it in. If you invite people, you let them in to your party or whatever you're doing. When you get to page 56, you're going to have a whole page of practice with the prefix in. You're going to add in to a bunch of chunks to make words like infield, indoors, inmates, inside, inhale. Okay? And then you'll use those words to complete your sentences. Okay? So X means out, in means in. Miss is a prefix that means wrong. If you make a mistake, you do something wrong. Pro is another prefix. We're not going to worry about that one today. And re is a prefix that you might know as well. Okay, over here brown box equals prefix. Okay? You're going to have lots of practice with prefixes this week. All right, before I let you go, let's make sure we know what all these words mean, because we've got some great vocab this week. Starting with decade. A decade is 10 years. So maybe some of you have been alive for a decade already. I've been alive for several decades. To delete something is to erase it. This is a word we use with computer files all the time, right? We type something up, we don't want it anymore, so we delete it, right? We have photos, we don't need them anymore, we delete them. So to delete is to erase or get rid of something. This word has two pronunciations. It can be pronounced excuse or excuse. So if you burp, you say, excuse me. And then if you make an excuse, you try to, oh, I'm sorry, I'm late, but I missed my bus. That's my excuse, okay? Two different words, two different pronunciations, both spelled the same. Exhale means breathe out, right? Explode means to shoot out, like an explosion, right? Include means to put stuff together. Invite means to ask people to come. A mistake, you know what that means. Paste is another word for glue. So you can use a glue stick to paste photos into an album or to paste pictures together. Promote has a couple different meanings, right? If you do a really good job, your boss might promote you. He or she might give you a better job. So maybe you started out working at a restaurant, you were a hostess, a greeter, you did such a nice job with that, you got promoted to server. So now you get to earn tips. So to promote is to give someone a better job. To propose is to ask a question. But probably the question you're thinking of right now is, will you marry me, right? Because when a person proposes, what they're really doing is asking someone a question. Will you marry me? Okay? Provide means to give, right? So your parents provide for you. They give you a warm home. They give you clothes and food and love. They provide the things that you need. To refuse is to say no, okay? So if your brother says, hey, can I ride your bike? I want to go to Johnny's house. And you refuse, you're like, no, you can't have it. I need it. You are refusing. You are saying no. Taste, something you do with your tongue, right? And then be careful with this word. This is a homophone. Let's add that here. So remember, homophones are two words that sound the same, but they're spelled differently and they mean different things. So this kind of waist is the part of your body that you wear a belt around, okay? That would be this waist. This waist means to use up, right? Like don't waste paper, don't waste water, don't use it up, right? So when you waste something, you're not careful with it, okay? All right, that's all I have for you guys today. You should be ready to start your unit. Good luck, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye.